believed in ghosts, at least, not until I moved into that old house on Oak Street. The place was cheap, too cheap for the size and location, and I figured it was just one of those fixer-uppers that no one wanted. From the first night, though, something felt off. At first, it was little things. The way the floorboards creaked at odd hours, even though no one was walking on them. The sound of water running when I knew the taps were off. But then, one evening, after a long day of unpacking, I found an old photograph tucked behind a loose board in the attic. It was a black and white picture of a woman standing in front of the house, but there was something unsettling about her expression, too stiff, too forced. The longer I stared at it, the more I felt like she was staring back at me. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just my imagination. But the next few nights, things got worse. I started hearing whispers in the walls, barely audible at first, like muffled conversations. I would lie awake, frozen in my bed, listening, but whenever I tried to find the source, it stopped. One night, I woke up to the unmistakable sound of footsteps in the hallway. I thought it was a burglar or someone who had broken in, so I grabbed a flashlight and crept out of bed, but there was no one there. The hallway was empty, and the air felt unnaturally cold, like I was standing inside a freezer. That's when I noticed the door to the basement was ajar, an old, creaky door I hadn't even touched since I moved in. My heart pounded as I walked toward it, the hair on the back of my neck standing up. I knew I shouldn't, but I couldn't help myself. I went down the stairs, the beam of my flashlight trembling in my hand, and found the basement empty. The strange part, though, was that there was something new on the floor, dirt, fresh and scattered in a way that looked almost like someone had been digging. I knelt down to get a closer look, but just as I reached out, I heard it, a voice, soft but unmistakable, right behind me. "You shouldn't be here." I spun around, but there was nothing. I ran back upstairs, locked the basement door, and tried to sleep, but I couldn't. I kept hearing those whispers again, coming from the walls, growing louder, more insistent. It wasn't long before I realized something even more terrifying. The house wasn't just haunted by ghosts. It was haunted by the woman in the photo. She was still here, still watching, and I was starting to think I might be the next person in that photograph, trapped forever in that cold, empty house. The last thing I remember is seeing her face in the reflection of my bedroom mirror. Her eyes were wide, and her mouth was open, like she was trying to scream. But the sound never came.